Hey, what's up, everyone? It's TJ from the How Is This Fake podcast. If you're joining me for the first time, I'm missing my co-host Miggy. Normally, he does this with me, and I'm so sorry that you're watching this video, under these circumstances. But breaking news today is that Hulk Hogan has passed away. One of the all-time greats of pro wrestling. A lot could be said. Everything has already been said. So what I want to try to do in this quick video, and I'm sure Miggy and I will get to it when we get to our next full length video. Um, but I just need to emphasize the importance of Hulk Hogan. There's a lot of newer wrestling fans, especially in this new Netflix era, especially with AEW. You got the TNA and WWE or NXT partnership, and things like GCW are taking. So there's just all kinds of eyes on pro wrestling, and a lot of new eyes, and a lot of impressionable eyes. And I think it's important to give our flowers to the biggest superstar probably ever, in terms of just mainstream superstardom. Only a couple names come close when it comes to pro wrestling and the mainstream. The first two that come to mind are The Rock and John Cena, and then I would say Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not going to compare all four of these guys, but I'll just say that Hulk Hogan did it first. Hulk Hogan did it the longest. Um, Hulk Hogan made being a WWE superstar something. It became something more than just being a pro wrestler. Vince McMahon had a vision. He wanted a global brand. He wanted wrestling to be, he thought it was entertainment for all, and he needed somebody to capture that. And Hulk Hogan in the '80s captured audiences that he brought in new eyes, and he moved the needle in a way that probably hasn't been done since. I mean, the reason why wrestling is so popular right now is because Hulk Hogan made it that popular to begin with, and the trains just kept rolling. Um, he he was an interesting figure. If you depending on which stories you listen to, um, you're gonna get an impression of Hulk Hogan, but he's one of the longest reigning. Let me see. I got some stats pulled up here. Maybe I closed them. I hope I didn't. I did. I think he was like a 12-time world champ, six apiece in WWF, WCW, two-time WWE Hall of Fame inductee as himself and as a member of the NWO. Probably the biggest babyface of all time when Hulkamania was at its peak, and probably top five biggest heels of all time when he joined the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and formed the NWO in WCW. And the NWO, I will say this, and I'm starting to get off on a tangent. This is what I do when I start talking about WCW stuff. But the NWO was, I mean, ECW was more reality driven, and it was targeted to a more real, like hardcore audience. But WCW started bringing this like reality TV element. You had the NWO, and people didn't know if it was a shoot or a work, brother. And so Hogan was responsible for making that, a large part of making that as popular as it was. I mean, I have two NWO shirts right now, and I think I wore one. Yeah, I wore one to the last Dream Slam event, which, by the way, they got one coming up in a couple weeks. We're sponsoring the main event match. Jack Cartwheel, Vito Fratelli, and Jordan Cruz going at it for the Dream Slam title. We're sponsoring that match. Be there. It's at the Deli Center in Santa Ana. But anyways, one of the biggest. I mean, let's just outside of pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is what made Hulk Hogan, but he gave it a shot in acting. He gave it an honest shot. But in one way or another, I mean, he did Hogan Knows Best. He did the reality TV show, kind of like how Ozzy Osbourne, who we talked about in the last episode, was able to do that and reach a whole new audience. Hulk Hogan did it too. I think Hogan Knows Best was on VH1. Um, regardless of what you think of him, you know Hulk Hogan. He's a pop culture icon. He is a fixture of Americana. He is American culture. He's a real American. And it just shows you the kind of characters that can come out of this place. And Hulk Hogan was the ultimate character. He was the ultimate WWF WWE guy, um, who transcended pro wrestling and became a fixture in households for generations and for decades. And regardless of what you as a wrestling fan might think of him, you got to give him respect because none of this would even be happening if Hulk Hogan didn't infect us all with the love bug that is pro wrestling. That was the lamest way to talk about being a wrestling fan. Okay, so I got to plug before we go. TikTok, Instagram at HITFPOD, and subscribe to our YouTube page. That's where you can hear all our stuff. We're not on these guys, those, we're not there anymore. Okay, we're not on Spotify or anything like that. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, hit that notification bell. And we got a couple cool events coming up. So stay with it, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.